Hello everybody and welcome back to Alaris Labs YouTube channel. As you may know, the new version has been released and we are going to list the most important features and changes. As not all the features and corrections will be discussed in this video, you are welcome to check the full list of changes in the release notes. Please know that you can turn on the subtitles for the video by clicking on the subtitles control in the YouTube panel instruments. Check out our Facebook and LinkedIn pages to learn more about our life and business. Extended support of Viber HTTP API has been implemented with account for its specifics. First of all, the SMS switch can receive the new HTTP parameter Viber message type in the incoming request. The parameter values can be, as you can see on the screen, which is based on the Viber HTTP API spec document. If the SMS switch receives a request with value other than mentioned above, the message will be rejected. Additionally, the switch can receive the incoming parameter message purpose that must be equal to either promotion or transaction. It will be transmitted further based on its value. The new markers can be used in the URL template in vendor's SMS channel. Message purpose. The marker contains the message purpose either received from a client or calculated by the SMS switch. Viber message type. The marker contains the value of the Viber message type parameter from the client request. Viber message. The marker contains a value in the JSON format based on the following rules. A. If Viber message type is not set or ends with 6, only TXT is included in JSON. B. If Viber message type ends with 7, only EMG is included in JSON. C. If Viber message type ends with 8 or 10, then EMG, TXT, caption, and action are included in JSON. D. If Viber message type ends with 9, then TXT, caption, and action are included in JSON. E. If Viber message type ends with 2, then tracking data is included in JSON. An example of Viber message generation result. As you can see from the example, if Viber message type starts with 2, then tracking data is added to JSON, and the SMS switch can expect a MO message that needs to be passed to customer based on tracking ID. The client product ID is used as the tracking ID. For example, tracking data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In response to such requests, the Viber service can return a MO message in the format of a callback response. The SMS switch will then, based on tracking data, define this client product ID, select the appropriate POI, and send the message. The following fields may remain empty when saving a rate import preset in SMS rates rate import. The rate effective date is supposed to be the time the email is received by the system. However, the email receipt date and time was shifted according to the time zone saved in the preset. The error has been fixed and the email receipt time is no longer shifted based on the time zone shift. The time zone shift is not be applied to the following dates. First, start date if the date is taken from the effective from field. Second, end date if the date is taken from the effective till field. Third, increase date if the date is taken from the increase date field. Fourth, close date if the date is taken from the close date field. The time shift is applied to the following dates. First, to the start date if start date is taken from the file, effective from cell parameter, start date is taken from the file start date column, start date is taken from the parameter rates come into effect after. Second, to the end date if the end date is taken from the file end date column. Third, to the increase date if the date is taken from the parameter increases come into effect after. Fourth, to the close date if the date is taken from the parameter close rates days after today. The new metric statefulConcatMessage has been added to SMS routing rules. It can be used in routing rule conditions to route messages that were put together from multiple segments with the enabled option stateful concatenated messages processing. It was noted that large data volumes cause delays in operation of the DID management interface. Starting from this version, the interface has been automated and allows making all data requests parallel. The number of parallel sessions can be set in the parameter default parallelism degree for heavy queries. To define a correct number of parallel sessions, contact the Alaris technical support team and communicate the following code. In previous system version, emails were not sent if only the blind carbon copy field was filled. The error has been fixed. Support of the new iTest testing platform has been added. Like other platforms, it is integrated to the main SMS test system interface, and like Test My SMS, it interacts with the SMS switch over the SMPP protocol. To configure the platform, proceed as follows. First, on the site of iTest, add SMS SMPP profiles in the profile section. Configure the following parameters: profile name, SMPP for connection to the Alaris switch, and system type set to SMPP. Later, after completing configuration on the Alaris side, you can check the connection status in this window. The second, on the side of iTest, add SMS supplier to the supplier section. In the supplier name, specify the name of the vendor that is being tested. In the service type field, add SMS. In the root argument field, specify the platform name or your own name in lowercase. In the email field, specify the vendor email. Adding the email will simplify exchange of test results with your vendor. Third, create a SMS channel for the client direction and the relevant client point of interconnection with the blank service type for iTest service in the Alaris main interface. The entities can be configured either under the root testing client or under a separate carrier with the following host name. The login and password corresponding credentials set in the iTest's SMPP user and SMPP pass parameters. Fourth, configure the parameters in the Alaris main interface. Administration, system settings. Prefix-based root testing channel ID. Channel ID created for the iTest service. iTest URL API. iTest login. iTest password. iTest profile name is profile name from the respective iTest settings. Once the above configurations are made, the platform will be available for message testing. If you encounter any difficulties, contact the Alaris technical support team. The new system parameters max re-rating interval and EDR re-rating hour have been added to administration, system settings, SMS. Previously, they were only available for the voice system. The values will be automatically copied from the respective voice settings. Previously, the system parameter rate changes auto-send hour supported a single value only. Now, several comma-separated values can be entered, which means that the auto-rate export can be triggered several times during the day instead of just one. Previously, if the user tried to export CDRs for a long period or one with high CDR volume from the Wholesale portal and an error occurred, no notification was shown to the user. Starting from this version, the user will get an email notification in case of error. The following templates have been added: Wholesale portal CDR export failed letter, Wholesale portal EDR export failed letter, where the following markers, as you can see on the screen, can be used. Previously, if both submit interval and vendor window size parameters were set in the vendor channel, the switch could continue sending messages even if window size was exceeded. The error has been fixed. If no value is set in the field vendor window size, carriers, SMS channels, the default value will be specified, taken from the system parameter default vendor window size. Respective tooltip has been added for the field as well. Normally, the tax rate set in carriers agreements is not applied to manual charges. Therefore, the new parameter add taxes to manual charges has been added to administration, system settings, financial module. The default value is 0. Previously, tax was added to all charges and invoices. Now they are automatically applied only to traffic-based invoices. Previously, the system didn't allow sending long messages through the TelQ test platform, SMS test system. Now this function is supported and user can select long message mode the same way as for manual testing. Now, message delivery delay to the end user through the TelQ test platform will be imported to the system and shown in the delay column. When the following marker is used, rates are displayed in the message body. In this version, the table formatting has been updated. The width of some columns had been increased, and now the table view can be configured with the help of the AR, AC, AL markers. The text alignment controlled by the markers can be configured in the column settings. The new login field has been added to the Add Edit tabs of Carriers SMS point of interconnection. It shows the value from the username field of the Carriers SMS channels interface. In previous versions, the columns updated by and updated on were removed from SMS routing rules. In this version, they have been restored. The result of the IP request for a specific DNS name from SMS channel settings, for example, URL template or status template, could be cached. This resulted in incorrect interworking with partners whose IP addresses change very often, for example, every couple of seconds. The issue has been resolved. Now the system is using operation system procedures to resolve the domains bypassing the cache. Support of the new payment system MobiMoney has been added. As for other systems, the new option Use MobiMoney has been added to the reference books Contract Companies. The Payment Systems tab of Contract Companies contains the necessary settings. As MobiMoney can only use rubles, if rubles are not configured as a currency in reference books, currency exchange rates, the system will not allow using the payment platform and will return an error. MobiMoney can be used in Alaris Campaign Portal only. Now, if the user sets the inactive carriers parameter to hide in Start User Settings, inactive carriers will be hidden in interfaces such as carriers, routing rules, rate editor, and simulation. Tasks for such carriers, for example in simulation and rate import, will be displayed, but the carrier's name will be replaced with the carrier ID. The length of the carbon copy and blank carbon copy fields has been extended in the database table. Previously, they could contain up to 256 symbols. Now their maximum length is 4000 symbols. If the fields are longer than allowed, during email import they will be trimmed to the last complete address. The field forced message text has been removed from the SMS packs as it was out of use. The parameter max number of rows to export in CSV Excel will be automatically filled with the value 500,000 after the system update if the parameter was blank before. If the parameter already contains a value, it will remain unchanged. This is intended to reduce the serial load and prevent exporting a large bulk of data when there is no need to. Data coding numbers have been added to the fields Default Data Coding Scheme and transcode messages in unsupported encodings to the Carriers SMS channels interface. Previously, the report Invoice Details SMS calculated the number of billed messages with insufficient accuracy, the columns count and charge. The report has been corrected. A filter for product selection has been added. In some cases, tasks created in SMS test system could remain in the scheduled status as an unsuccessful response was received from the TelQ test platform. As a result, the task queue froze. Now the queue is going to skip such tasks and go further. The routing module checks the margin values set in routing rule conditions. If the margin value is less than you can see on the screen, it is replaced by 0. Now the threshold is changed to the following value to eliminate cases of negative margin caused by currency exchange. Previously, after update of the SMS switch, content could remain in its buffers that was incompatible with the new version. In this case, an error was written to the internal log. Now such situations are processed correctly with no error. Previously, if the client channel had the Send Submit SM response before routing option enabled, the SMS switch returned an extra submit response when receiving a concatenated message. The following markers have been added for outgoing HTTP mail messages that contain UDH: SAR ID, UDH ID in decimal format, SAR ID hex, UDH ID in hexadecimal format, SAR part number, segment number, SAR parts, total number of segments. The campaign portal now allows configuring automatic responses to MO messages that were received in response to a campaign. To enable the feature, the new reply template has been added to the templates page. Configure the following parameters in the template: template name, keywords, allow setting several templates for each keyword plus user reply pair, type of keyword expression, user replies, priority, the order in which MO message keywords must be checked, from higher to lower priority, or if priorities are equal, from a higher to a lower ID. Once the campaign portal receives a MO response from the end user, it compares the response text to the template from the keywords field, and if a match is found, it sends the user the appropriate text from the user replies field. An EDR is written for each response, and the responses are billed. The campaigns tab sheet has been enhanced accordingly. When selecting a message template, the user can now select a preconfigured response template. New filters and columns have been added to the statistics page that serve to check whether the response was successfully sent. The new tabs Campaigns and Send from File task have been added to the Campaigns page of Alaris Campaign Portal. The Campaigns tab serves to create campaigns, while the second tab shows campaigns created from files. Now, when importing a file with telephone numbers to Alaris Campaign Portal, the system checks the first row with the header. If it contains names that coincide with system columns, the columns will be assigned automatically. This will simplify import configuration. The statistics page of Alaris Campaign Portal has been revoked for enhanced user convenience. The file control buttons have been moved to the top of the page. The additional EDR filters are hidden under the Advanced Search option, which allows the user to flexibly configure filters. Previously, balance was shown at the dashboard and under the main menu on the left. Starting from this version, balance will only be shown under the menu on the left. Additionally, the balance update button has been added. Now details of completed tasks on the campaigns page can be opened in one click on the respective button on the right. Previously, a double click was needed to open them. A user created in Alaris Campaign Portal could not view its own objects, products or rates. Now, when a user is created, it is granted permissions from the parameter list of roles for newly registered users, administration, system settings, partner portal. Previously, if the user had no Show Rates tabs permission, the SMS rates page was still displayed in Alaris Campaign Portal. However, when the user attempted to open it, a warning appeared that the user didn't have the appropriate permission. Now, if the permission is not granted, the SMS rate page will be hidden, as well as the plan details button at the purchase page. When using the option Send Campaign from File, line breaks were removed from the MS-Excel file. In the new version, the line breaks are kept and message text is sent unmodified. For better usability, a number of design elements have been modified in the Statistics and SMS rates pages. The DLR arrival date has been renamed to Delivery Date in Export of EDRs from Alaris Campaign Portal. The comma symbol can no longer be added to custom fields of a contact in Alaris Campaign Portal, as it caused incorrect saving of data. Previously, if a user of Alaris Campaign Portal added a new contact that started with plus, the system didn't allow saving the contact. Now the plus symbol is supported. In Alaris Campaign Portal, the Administration tab of the Administration page has been renamed to Users and Permissions. In Alaris Campaign Portal, highlighting has been added to custom fields of the date type. If the user enters a date and time in an incorrect format other than you can see on the screen, when creating a contact, the field will be highlighted in orange and the contact cannot be saved. Correct values are highlighted in green. If, paying through AuthorizeNet, the user closed the tab before the payment was completed, that is, while expecting a response from the payment platform, the payment was registered at AuthorizeNet, while it remained not registered in the system. Now the user will receive an alert when attempting to close the tab.
Well, these are all technical details that we plan to describe in this video. Hopefully it was helpful. In case you have any questions regarding the new version and the features that were not described here, you're welcome to contact our support team. If you have any suggestions regarding the channel development, we'll be happy to get them at the following email. Check out our Facebook and LinkedIn pages to learn more about our life and business. See you in the next video.